All right, hello drumming students. As we've already established, if you are watching this video after our live class, then you already know that we have to do this a little bit different than I had originally planned, but that's all right. You know the reasoning behind it. Now, if you have a computer, so a laptop or a desktop computer or even a Chromebook that you can do this on, you are certainly welcome to do so, and then you don't have to watch my video. You can just let me know if you're going to use one of those methods. You'll be doing it through a web browser instead, and that's perfectly fine. I just want to know who's doing it that way so I know kind of how to expect things to go. So, for those who are doing this on the iPad, let's get started. I'm in the OGenerator online, and I'm going to start our lesson here. So this will be kind of weird because I'm going to go through the lesson with you, but there will be times where you're going to go in and experiment in the app itself. So let's get going here.
This first lesson is all about rhythm. In many ways, it's the most important. In the watch box at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you have a drum kit. Use the zoom icon on the box to make the image larger. You will learn about rhythms and how they're put together in modern music using different drums and cymbals. We will show you 3 easy steps to create a basic drum beat in OGenerator. Remember, there's a quiz at the end of the lesson to see how much you've taken in. So, close the watch box, and you'll see in front of you, you have a count instrument in the outside purple circle. It demonstrates how the 4 beats fall in the bar. Press play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause the music. You can hear and see where the 4 beats fall in the bar. Pads 1, 5, 9, and 13. 4 beats in the bar is the most common time in popular music. The watch box shows how this looks in written music. These are quarter notes, and this is a 4/4 time signature. So, let's get started. Close the watch box. First, hide the count instrument. Use the purple hide light in the top right-hand corner next to the instrument. Look in watch box and you will see the kit is made up of drums and cymbals that have different names and different roles. The drums are bass, snare and tom-toms, and there are 3 types of cymbals: the ride, the crash and hi-hats. The bass and snare are the most important drums, and the most important cymbal is the hi-hat. So, there are 3 easy steps in OGenerator to creating a basic rock or pop beat. You'll need to remember this. Close the watch box. Turn on the rock drum kit instrument. Go to pad 1 and put in the bass drum. Press play.
At this point in the video, if you want to open up your OGenerator app and try that out, go for it. But you can also see it how it works here, so it's not necessary at this point.
So this is the bass drum playing on the first beat of the bar. The bass drum is the foundation, the heartbeat of the drums. Bass means low. It's usually the lowest sound on the drum kit. It will be essential when you're developing your drum groove. Pause the music. Check the video in Watchbox that demonstrates how the drummer plays the bass drum with their foot by using a foot pedal. So, the first of our easy steps is putting the bass drum playing on beat 1.
Everybody got that? First of the 3 easy steps is putting the bass drum on beat 1. Again, you can go try that out in OGenerator if you'd like to pause this video and do so now.
Second step is using the snare drums. So in the rock drums, put a snare drum on pad 5. Pad 5 is the second beat of the bar. On pad 13, put in the snare drum.
Again, if you want to pause the video and jump over to OGenerator, you can add the snare drum to beats 2 and 4.
Pad 13 is the 4th beat of the bar. Press play. Put the count instrument on. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You can see and hear that pad 5 and 13 are playing on beats 2 and 4. 3, 4. This should sound familiar since it's the most common beat in popular music. 2, 3. Try clicking your fingers when the snare drum plays. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Pause the music. 4, 1. Check watch box. The snare drum has a sharp sound that cuts through the lower drum sound like the bass drum. Under the drum, it has these metal wires called snares. When they touch the bottom skin, they vibrate, giving this unique higher snap sound. So, you have the bass drum playing on beat 1 and the snare drums playing on beats 2 and 4. The third easy step for creating a drum beat, we're going to use the rock cymbals. Hide the rock drums and hide the count instrument. Turn on the rock cymbals and percussion. On pad 1, put in hi-hat C.
Hi-hat C means hi-hat closed.
The C stands for closed, so this is a closed hi-hat sound. The hi-hats are two cymbals that can be played together. The drummer uses a pedal to open and close the cymbals. At the same time, they can play them with 1 or 2 hands. So the hi-hats can be played open and closed, giving 2 different sounds. Check the video in Watchbox. So put the closed hi-hat on pad 5. Pad 9. And pad 13.
If you're keeping up with this in your own project in OGenerator, you can go do so now. So the hi-hat closed should be on beats or on pads 1, 5, 9, and 13.
Press play. Put the count instrument on. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. The hi-hats are playing on the 4 beats of the bar. 2. They provide the pulse in the rhythm and define the time. 3, 4. They are playing in 4s. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now put the raw drums on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. The bass drums on the 1, the snare drums on beats 2 and 4. 1. Pause the music. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Watchbox 2 shows in written form how the hi-hat to play. 2, 3, 4. So this is your starting point when you start writing your songs. The 3 easy steps. The bass drum is on the 1. Step 2, the snares on beats 2 and 4. And the third step is hi-hats playing 4 beats to the bar on the 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have this, you can develop your beat or even change it, but it's important as a starting point. So, this is how you build your rhythm. Hide the count instrument.
All right, at this time I would like you to pause the video, open OGenerator to create this. So you're putting the bass on beat 1 or on pad 1, the snare on beats 2 and 4, which means they're going on pads 5 and 13, and then the hi-hat, closed hi-hat, is going on beats 1, 2, 3, 4. So on pads 1, 5, 9, and 13. Okay, that is all you're going to need to do to start it and get this basic beat. Remember, you're going to need some of it in the rock drums and then the cymbals, the rock cymbals, in order to get the hi-hat.
The bass drum is the key to developing beats. Use the rock drums again. Put a bass drum on pad 3.
Bass drum on pad 3.
Put a bass drum on pad 7.
Bass drum on pad 7.
and pad 11.
And bass drum on pad 11. Now you notice I keep going over here to click on this. I can actually just keep clicking on the circle to change it, and it'll kind of scroll through the options. So that's also an option for as you're inputting this.
Press play. Pause the music. You can see and hear how the bass drum builds the groove. Watchbox shows a drummer playing this exact pattern. So the bass drum is the key for building a drum groove. The other drums, like the toms, play a different role. Let's explore this. Go to pad 14 of the rock drums and put in tom H.
Tom H is tom high.
This is a high sounding tom. Put tom L on pad 15.
So I could, again, I can click through until I get tom L. There we go. Or I can select it from this side.
This is a low sounding tom. Tom-toms are often used for drum rolls. Take a listen. Press play.
Drum rolls. Did you catch that?
Pause the music. Look in Watchbox. Tom-toms are not used all the time, but provide what we call fills that are used to piece music parts together or for dramatic effect. You can see the toms have different sizes, providing different tones. Drummers can have many toms. You see it a lot in rock music. In O Generator, we also have a floor tom. This tom sits on the floor. So, let's further explore the role of the hi-hats. Use the rock cymbals and put a closed hi-hat on pad 3.
Pad 3, closed hi-hat. Again, if at any point you want to try this out, feel free to pause the video and do it on your own device.
Put a closed hi-hat on pad 7.
Closed hi-hat, pad 7.
Pad 11.
Closed hi-hat, pad 11.
And pad 15.
Closed hi-hat, pad 15.
Listen to the effect that they have on the drum beat. Press play. Can you hear that they propel or add momentum to the groove? A drummer may combine opening and closing the hi-hats to give the groove variety. Let's mimic this. Put hi-hat O on pad 7. Put hi-hat O on pad 15. Pause the music.
I wasn't playing the music. See the difference though? Okay.
There are now 8 hi-hats in the bar. They're playing in eighths. Look in Watchbox and you'll see how it's written in notation form. The hi-hats are playing on and off the beat. Off the beat means you're playing in between the 1, 2, 3 and 4 of the beat. This is how you'd count the offbeats. Put on the offbeat count instrument. Listen to how the offbeats work. See if you can say it in time. Press play. And. Now put the count instrument on. And again, see if you can count in time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 the music. You can hear the effect of moving from 4th notes to 8th notes with the hi-hats is that they propel the rhythm. So let's take a look at the ride cymbal. To now change all the hi-hats to the ride cymbal.
Oops, change that. go.
Hide the count and the offbeat count instruments. Press play. Pause the music. Check how a drummer plays the ride cymbals. Look in Watchbox. The ride cymbal rides the rhythm, and it has a more sustained and longer sound. It's used to pick the song up, or maybe in a solo section or a middle section. So once you have a great groove to the music, it's easy to write the music on top. So let's put a bass guitar line in. Put on the rock bass guitar. On pad 1 of the rock bass guitar, put in A low. So put a low E on pad 3. Put a G low long on pad 7. And on pad 11, put in E low. Take a listen, press play. Pause the music. So that's the end of this part of the lesson. Let's see how much you remember. Click on the quiz button and then do the lesson challenge.